What's up, JPEGs? So James Gunn just did a roadmap announcement for the DCU, as I think they're calling it. So I'm going to watch that roadmap announcement for the first time and let you guys know what I think of it.
Hey everybody, I'm James Gunn. I'm the co-CEO of DC Studios. You know, our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation. And if something is outside of that, like Matt Reeves' Batman or Todd Phillips' Joker or Teen Titans Go, that it is clearly labeled as DC.
I like how the first two examples, I don't know, I forget what the Batman was rated, maybe 14A, but more like adult-oriented films with the Batman and Joker. Then he drops the Teen Titans Go reference.
Elseworlds,
That's awesome.
outside of the mainstream DCU continuity. First, we have Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Shazam has always been off kind of in his own part of the DCU, so he connects very well. That moves directly into The Flash, a fantastic movie that I really love that resets the entire DC universe. Then to move...
Wait, so is he saying the Shazam movie story-wise directly leads into The Flash, or is he just saying The Flash comes out after Shazam? Because, yeah, Shazam wasn't really that connected to the rest of the DC universe. From what I can remember, all that there really was, I think, was the Superman cameo at the end, which we didn't even see Henry Cavill's face. And I think there was, like, one of that boy, I forget his name, but he had, like, a batarang or something in the movie. So I'm interested, is he saying that Shazam will be part of the universe? Because I thought the idea was that Black Adam wasn't going anywhere. Like they weren't going to do anything with that.
And then into Aquaman 2, which leads directly into our next few projects, which I'm going to tell you about now. So Peter and I, along with a group of very talented writers, have started to map out an 8 to 10 year plan of what DC Studios will be in film, television, and gaming. This first chapter...
That gives me hope because I know for the MCU at least, Iron Man came out in 2008 and Infinity War came out in 2018, I believe. So overall, I hope that kind of like what he's talking about here is that the DC universe is going to build to some sort of bigger idea where after they've introduced all of these different characters and given their backstories, they will team up or they will come together at a later date once they are all kind of established. And I will say that I did like how Zack Snyder did his kind of Man of Steel BVS into, Zack Snyder's Justice League, I guess, with the Wonder Woman movie kind of in between there. I did like that for what it was, but it seems like they're really kind of going for the MCU kind of style of world building here, so looking forward to that.
Is called Gods and Monsters. Now this, what I'm about to tell you, is a part of the first chapter. It's not the entire first chapter. First project is Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos is an animated series. I've written all the episodes. Something we're going to do that's a little bit different at DC is we're going to have characters move into animation, out of animation, usually having the same actor play their voice as who plays them in live
That's
action.
Actually really interesting.
The next project
like that a lot.
is Waller. This is a story of Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. Viola Davis is going to team up with members of Team Peacemaker.
I just want to say quickly, because I was just thinking back on the thing that just happened. I know that they mentioned something along the lines of like it's going to be movies and TV shows and video games. I like that idea of having a character in a video game that's voiced by the person who plays it in a live action movie, who also voices it in an animated TV series, and being able to fluidly transition between each of these mediums and maybe even comic books, which would obviously make a ton of sense. So I really like that it's this multimedia franchise.
Next up is the big one, the true beginning of the DCU. This is called Superman Legacy. This is being written by me. I'm in the middle of it. I'm having a great time doing it. And Superman will be released into theaters July 11th, 2025. Okay, the
July
next
11th,
thing is
2025. So what's that, 2 years, 2.5 years? Okay. So it seems like those other TV series are set to come out before this, the Waller series, and then I don't remember the name of the thing he talked about first, but 2.5 years until the Superman movie. So I just remembered, actually, now that I'm saying Superman, wasn't there supposed to be another Superman movie coming out with Michael B. Jordan as Superman, or rumored to be Superman? So I wonder if that's going to be like an Elseworlds kind of movie that's still moving
Big
forward.
premiere HBO
Kind of separate, like the Batman and Joker movies are.
Lanterns. This is a story of a couple of Green Lanterns, Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan, and we have a few other lanterns peppered in there, but this is really a terrestrial-based TV show. It's almost like True Detective with a couple of Green Lanterns who are space cops that ties into our larger story of the DCU. Next is a big movie.
I don't really know much about like Green Lantern. I haven't really read comics or movies with Green Lantern in it, but that sounds like an interesting series and it'd be a great introduction into that.
The introduction of the DCU's Batman is The Brave and the Bold. The Brave and the Bold is the story of Batman and his actual son, Damian Wayne.
My God,
this
that's
is based
exciting.
on Grant Morrison's great comic book
Oh,
run.
Damian.
Damian Wayne is my favorite Robin. He's a little assassin who Batman tries to get in line, and so this is the story of the two of them and the beginning of sort of the Bat family.
Oh, that's
in the
amazing.
DCU.
Robin is long overdue in Batman films. I will say I was kind of like wondering if Matt Reeves would bring in a Robin at some point, but even if he doesn't, this is great. So this will not be Robert Pattinson then, right? So the Batman is an Elseworlds story, which is completely separate from the DCU timeline. So I guess they're going to find another Batman. So I'm really looking forward to that, but I'm so excited about Robin.
He is a
That's
fascinating
amazing.
guy. He's a loser from the future who uses future technology
He's
to come
a
back to
loser
present day
from
and
the
become a
future.
superhero. Storytelling is always king. That's all that matters to us. And I want to be true to those stories. I want to be true to you guys.
Hell yeah.
And really give you something different than you've ever seen before. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you watching. I hope this was exciting for you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so a couple things that I want to say now that we've reached the end. I guess there's not really much news on the next Batman movie from Matt Reeves. Second, it kind of seems like there's just a lot of disconnected parts at this point. You have the Waller story, which probably ties in pretty well with like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker stuff. You have the Lanterns show that they're going to do, that, you know, a couple of different animated shows it looks like, the Superman movie, the Supergirl movie. So it kind of does remind me of the early MCU where you had all these very disconnected projects, but there's little details throughout and little Easter eggs and references, and eventually they're going to kind of come together. That's what I meant to say. So I'm looking forward to how that plays out. He did say that this wasn't the full announcement of phase 1 or whatever. I don't think he used the word phase, but chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. So it seems like there's going to be more to that chapter. But based on this, I think this is a great start. I think there's very promising series and movies coming out in this universe. And he doesn't really get into which actors are going to come back as what superheroes. He doesn't mention, you know, we already know Henry Cavill's out. There's going to be a new Superman. He didn't really mention, unless I missed it, who is going to be playing Batman. Is Ezra Miller still going to be Flash? Is, Margot Robbie coming back as Harley Quinn? Like, there's a lot up in the air at this moment. And I was kind of hoping that this announcement would come along with a here's what's canon, here's what's not, because so it kind of seems a bit confusing based on what they've said so far, and it could get confusing for more casual audience members to follow along and, you know, think that something is canon and it's not, or, you know, they remember something happened in this movie and it's like, oh no, that's not canon. So I mean, they do it with comics, but I find comics they have a lot of different stories going on, but people that read comics are really into comics. Whereas I think you get a lot more casual moviegoers than you do casual comic readers. But I'm excited. Obviously, I'm a big fan of DC. I brought all the Batman stuff out. Okay, so I just found this article on comingsoon.net saying The Batman 2 gets official title and release date. Officially called The Batman Part 2. Not a terrible name. I wish it kind of had a subtitle, but Part 2 is fine. October 3rd, 2025. Wow, that's a little bit later than I was expecting, but not the worst. So, I mean, yeah, 2 in like 10 months or something. That's a long time to wait. That kind of sucks, but I mean, I think it's just gonna be a quality film, just like the first one was. So that wait's not the worst. I'd rather wait that long than not get it at all. All right, thanks JPEGs for checking out this video. I have a couple other videos that I did recently, which are kind of like maybe pretty cool that you might want to check out.